What's up everyone, and welcome to the November edition of the Squishy Times. My name is Squishy Joshy, and today we've got a bunch of things to go through, but we're going to try and get through it all as quick as possible. One of the biggest pieces of news I have for you guys, if I haven't already mentioned, because I haven't really been talking about it, is that this channel has hit YouTube Partner, which is just an amazing thing in general, especially for me, who has been on YouTube as a creator probably since 2008, maybe even earlier than that. To finally get to the point where we are YouTube Partner is incredibly amazing, and I just want to thank each and every one of you guys out there that helped us achieve that goal. You guys have been really fantastic, especially all of you newer people who are here from the music reactions. It's been over 10 years, but we're finally achieving goals that we've had on YouTube for just the longest time. And I'm super thankful for everyone that has been part of this journey. Now, I want to talk about more types of content going forward. Of course, I'm going to be continuing to put out music reactions. I think that's the type of content that I can do regularly and give my own unique takes and thoughts and opinions on all sorts of different types of music. But right now, I'm primarily focused on a mix of pop, international music, and rock, as those are sort of my favorite genres. And I don't think I have much time to be delving into other areas. There might be a couple of exceptions here and there, but it is what it is. And of course, in between some of these music reactions are going to be other types of content, like these kind of videos where I talk to the camera and share a bit of news. Things like vlogs will be coming out here and there because, as you guys know, I'm planning a trip to Japan, and naturally there's going to be a video with that. And then there's also going to be things like events and gaming videos, and I think we're going to trial doing some live streams here on YouTube as well. I mean, I've done live streaming on YouTube in the past, but it hasn't been a consistent thing. But as I get into this next piece of news for you guys, I think it will be very important for you guys to know this, especially as this channel continues to move forward. If you haven't already seen that, I've been accepted into the content creation program for a game called Marvel Rivals, which at the time of making this video should be out in about 8 days. So one of the things I'm encouraging my friends and you guys watching, if you're into games, please consider wishlisting the game. I think it will be a very fun experience to get more and more people into it. And like I said, the game's coming out very soon, so please do wishlist it. Get your friends on board as well. I think it's going to be a fantastic time. I'm getting a bunch of my friends together, and we're hopefully going to have a team of 6, and who knows, maybe we can even create an esports team and really elevate the game beyond everyone's expectations. I think there is so much potential for the game, so I highly recommend you guys look into it at least. And if it's something that you want to get into, please do wishlist it before it comes out. Now, since my workload is kind of increasing, especially with the amount of reaction videos I have to do and all this other stuff I have to do with events and stuff like that, these news videos may become less frequent, only because it takes a while to get these videos done, whether that's collecting information for the news videos or just editing them in general. It's a bit of a longer process than my reaction videos, so I don't know if this segment will continue in a monthly fashion. I think after our final one for the year in December, we might be looking at changing this whole format to an email, which may be quicker. And not only that, we'll be getting input from some of our mods who may also want to contribute to the newsletter. So in a future video, I'll probably give you guys some information on how you'll be able to join that mailing list. But for the meantime, that is just something that we're planning. And ultimately, it's just to help me communicate things a little bit more effectively and also save a little bit of time for myself so that I can allocate it to things of a higher priority. And speaking of events, I recently got invited to a Lenovo event in collaboration with Intel, where they gave us a hands-on experience with their new AI yoga laptops. And let me tell you, those were some really fantastic devices. Super slim and portable, very responsive. No, I'm not sponsored by Lenovo or Intel at all, but I really did enjoy my experience with those laptops. And I'm pretty sure if I was to get another laptop, which technically I don't really need right now, but it would be very beneficial for me to have, especially for my upcoming Japan trip. They're just super lightweight and they can handle a lot in terms of performance and stuff like that. So if you are interested in a new laptop for your own creative needs, I would highly suggest that one. And again, I'm not sponsored. I made a little highlight reel for that event. Please do check it out. There's a little short video that I made, which you can find here on the channel. But yeah, besides that, let's move on to other things. I do have a new stream series planned, which is going to be Silent Hill 2, the remake. I'm going to be starting that series tonight. That stream probably would have been already done by the time this video gets out, but it's going to be a weekly thing. So please do check out the Twitch channel to enjoy me going through the scary game that is Silent Hill 2. I've never played any of the Silent Hill 2 games before, so it's going to be very interesting to try it out for the first time. And so if you're interested in any of that, please do check out the Twitch channel. It's going to be happening every Wednesday from around 7:30 p.m. AEDT, because right now we're in daylight savings time. So instead of AEST, we typically refer to our current time zone as AEDT. If you want to contribute to any jump scares with sound effects and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to, even though I'm just not great with jump scares, but you do you. Now let's move on to Awkward Convos news, my music project. I keep mentioning this, but we are currently working on a documentary for my music project. Hopefully it will get done soon. We're going to be filming some more scenes over the weekend. So I'm excited for that one, as we're finally going to be giving you some behind the scenes of making my infinitely looping record Floxenos Nihilipilification. You guys can see just how we all basically put everything together, especially with a small crew, with a small team, and basically just doing everything on a shoestring budget. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Please do check out my band channel if you haven't already checked it out, and feel feel free to subscribe to show your support for that. So in other news, I want to talk about some other stuff that has sort of been popping up, not really super relevant to my own content, but like just things that I want to let you guys know about if you haven't yet heard about them. If you guys are into Formula One, LEGO has announced a new collaboration with Formula One. They're going to be releasing some cool new LEGO stuff coming up, especially in time for next year's Formula One season. So check them out. I kind of want to get some of them for myself, especially the sort of mini cars, and then we can collect them and maybe put some up in the back wall there. There's been a couple of movies that have been announced, such as the Moana live action film, the How to Train Your Dragon live action film, and so many interesting films to keep on your radar. Also, Deadpool and Wolverine is now out on Disney+. Marvel's What If Season 3 should be coming out next month, which is coming up really quick. If you guys are playing Overwatch 2, they announced a new character called Hazard. And of course, we're looking forward to a bunch of new games, such as Mouse, PI for Hire, Monster Hunter Wilds. There's so many games that we've got on our backlog that we'd love to play for you guys on stream as well. So stay tuned for all of that. And I think we're going to wrap up this particular news video with some music news, because there's a bunch of cool new music stuff that's been happening recently. So one of the things that really sticks out for me recently is Tame Impala, one of my favorite live acts of all time. Mr. Kevin Parker himself has co-founded a company called Telepathic Instruments, and they are working on a chord-based idea generator synthesizer. That's probably the best way I can describe it, which is actually kind of funny. When I saw it initially, it reminded me of an idea that I was thinking about like years ago. The only difference with the Orchid is it's got like a keyboard on it with buttons. My idea was to also create some sort of a chord machine, but it was just buttons. Solely just buttons. If you want to eventually be playing a full-on piano, it's a great sort of entry-level point. My idea was just all buttons, and that would have been completely different. But the premise and the way that they marketed the entire instrument is so cool. I really love their promotional video that they've got on their website. You definitely should check it out. And I think it's a very unique offering of an instrument in the sense that it's something that might help you get your musical ideas out a lot easier. It might also streamline some things for you. Overall, it's a very sort of entry-level instrument because it's basically simplifying things for you. And some people are kind of against that. You know, they're kind of like, you're just simplifying things that, you know, someone that spent ages practicing on to get like the right chord shapes and whatnot can just do with just a click of a button. But I think that's not the intention or the purpose of the Orchid. And I think humans are always trying to figure out ways to be more efficient and streamline things, especially when it comes to idea generation. We want to be able to get our thoughts out quicker and faster, you know? So that's what I'm sort of thinking with the Orchid. There's multiple ways that you can view this instrument, right? You can look at it from that sort of negative point of view, but for me personally, I see it as a tool that I can execute a lot more. As someone who is currently a solo artist, I feel like it would be a great way for me to just do chords quickly on the fly. And a lot of my songs are usually guitar driven songs, so I do play the guitar, but I always layer my songs with a lot of synthesized chords or maybe arpeggiated things. And I do the singing at the same time. And because I don't have a full band, I don't have the luxury of having, you know, a practice space where everyone can come in, and I don't readily have a keyboardist available. I don't readily have a drummer or a bassist or another guitarist or whatever. I see the Orchid as a tool that will just help me perform my songs better and easier. And so there is that kind of perspective when it comes to the Orchid as well. So to the people out there who are kind of hating on the idea, I do feel like it's all very dependent on the context. If you know how to play piano and you just want to simplify some stuff, or if you're mainly a guitarist and you just want to have some like backing chords going on and you don't have a full band, it's perfect. I wouldn't write it off as something that is challenging other artists. If anything, okay, look, this is my thoughts as well. If you've got a friend that you are like super close with, you have great banter together, there's just great chemistry, but they were never sort of musically trained, but they suddenly have this idea like, oh, I really wish I was in your band, but I'm not musically trained. Just give them one of these things, and they might not end up being like a professional pianist or whatever, but at least they could have that experience of being a musician with you and be brought into the music world really quickly. And when you have that sort of rapport with someone, when you have that sort of synergy with someone, it always makes for a greater performance. I dislike being in bands where not everyone can relate. I mean, people have their differences, of course, but you need some sort of thing that you can relate on aside from the music as well. If you just have a great working relationship with all of your bandmates, the band experience is just going to be 100 times better. So yeah, if I can invite a friend who's always liked music but never really been musically trained, I feel like this is a great way for them to get into music. They can take the Orchid, they can look at a chord sheet and just be like, okay, well, I'll press this button to do the chords, or I'll just hold it. So you have like your little background pad and you don't have to rely on backing tracks, right? That's another thing. Backing tracks, you know, if you don't want to have to rely on that, you basically have a live person creating those backing tracks for you. So yeah, for me personally, I feel like the Orchid is a great instrument and I really want to get my hands on one. That was a long little rant about that, but you know, I'm passionate about these things. So let's continue on our music train right now. There's a lot of songs that have been released this month, and of course in the lead up to this month, Lady Gaga's Disease is one of my favorite songs right now. I just keep playing it. You guys got to check it out. There's a couple of different versions of it, and I did react to them as well. So if you want to check out those reactions, please do check them out. King Gizzard's album is hopefully coming out soon with the orchestra. Very excited to hear more from that. I also did a reaction to the first offering from that. It's a song called Phantom Island. It's a more indie band. I believe they're based in Australia. I'm not 100% sure. Called Radio Free Alice. They released a song called Spain not too long ago. Not sure if it was this month, but it's pretty recent. And that song's been fantastic to listen to as well. There's something about it that just pumps you up, makes you feel like these guys have been in the game for a very long time, but they're relatively new. And I'm very excited to hear more stuff from them in the future. Arcane and 21 Pilots released a new song called The Line. Ooh. That is a beautiful song. When I first heard it, it instantly became my number one song in my top 10. Please do check out that top 10 if you haven't already. We've also got a song called Seven Horses by The Voids. Their full album has come out as well. Pretty cool track. I think out of the entire album, that is probably the one that I recommend the most. Another band that I haven't heard till now, Last Train, released a song called The Plan. Really love the guitar work on that. It's reminiscent of artists like Biffy Clyro, all the really cool rock stuff from the past that I sort of grew up with. So I really like that sound. Linkin Park's album From Zero is also released now, which has been a great experience listening to that as well. It's been fantastic to hear, and I really like some of the harder tracks on it as well. I've done plenty of reactions to those as well, so if you want to check them out, please do. One final artist I want to mention as well, called Chinese American Bear, which was a recent discovery on my Spotify. Seemed to combine a bunch of influences together, both American indie pop, while also mixing it with the Chinese language and influences. So they released an album called Wah, and it's worth checking out. So yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for this news video. I hope you guys got something out of it. I think that's a lot of information to give in one sitting, but take some time to digest the information I shared with you in today's video. And of course, if there's anything else that you would like to see on this channel, please do let me know in the comments down below. I'm always reading and listening to you guys, and I just want to continue bringing you guys the best in creative entertainment from music, gaming, art and design, pop culture. May this be your one-stop travel destination for all those things. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye for now.
I have one thing to say to you. Follow Squishy Joshua.